Yeah, Kirby, obviously a lot of people on the outside measure things in terms of wins and losses. If you win, everything worked. If you lost, nothing worked. As the most inside of the people in this building, can you compare where you are right now this spring going in compared to where you were going in this spring last year? Sort of quantify the differences.
Yeah, I think it's really hard to quantify where you are now compared to then. I do think from a standpoint of our system, we're in a much better place. You can imagine this time last year, defense had a little carryover, probably 60 to 75% carryover, but offensively, there was a lot of new terminology. So I feel like the carryover is much better, being that Jacob's in year 2. It's his second time hearing a lot of things. There's some changes within those things that we're going to do different this spring to try to challenge him and the rest of the offense to pick things up and be able to play in space and make some plays in space. But when it comes to wins and losses or quantifying this guy to that guy, it's really hard to judge until you go out on that field and you have practices, and you see where they are right now as compared to where they were against TCU.
And then, sorry, just as a quick follow-up, as you sort of reflected, obviously there's self-evaluation, but as you reflected on your first year, was there anything in particular that stood out to you of something that worked or didn't work, or I thought we could zig when we should have zagged or whatever?
Well, I certainly don't think we're as productive on the special teams as we should have been. I don't think that we had based on our talent level to be where we were. We've got to evaluate and say, okay, are we kicking it high enough? Are we kicking it far enough? Did we punt it well enough? Did we cover it right? I think you're always trying to be introspective about those units, but when the stats come up that don't lie, you've got to work on that area. That's the part that I think the biggest improvement's got to be shown, and obviously offensively scoring more points and being able to score in the red area is critical.